It's a little bit of a heavy subject, but I really do want to talk about it. I mean, want to hear you about it. It's about manifesting sickness. In my past, I have been manifesting sickness, but I am right now extremely healthy, and I realized that I pre-paved then for this incredible, hysterical, joyful health power that I feel right now.
So, can you leave it at that?
Yes.
Could you leave it right there? In other words, all of this is so good. Could that have contributed?
Yes.
And then was it worth it?
Yes.
So,
well, but the thing
what
is,
else do you want to talk about?
Well, I knew you were going to say this. I knew you were. That's why.
Well, we knew you knew, and we didn't want to disappoint you.
But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. It's just that people who know me from then, when I was there.
You went there, didn't you? You went there. Just a little. You went there, didn't you? Just a little. You went there.
Yes. No, but we're going somewhere else. We're going right there.
Hurry.
Yeah. So resistance eventually causes dis-ease to manifest in physical discomfort and or illness. One thing that I do go back to then, because I am in a physical body, and I do hurt myself sometimes. So I do, I cannot just forget about physical uncomfort.
But the only time that happens is when you reach further with your desire than your grid keeps up with.
Wow.
That's always an accurate statement. Okay. In other words, if life causes you to put more in your vortex than your ability to stay up with your grid, then that's when you stub your toe and more.
I totally get that. But now one thing specifically. For instance, I used to smoke. I had a big resistance against it, but I couldn't stop. I never manifested any illness in my lungs. I manifested a disease somewhere else. Now I gave up smoking, 8 months smoke-free, yes. And I'm really happy about that. But so is there a relationship between a specific disease and a specific resistance? So if I have resistance in a specific, for instance, if I feel like people are on my skin, do I then get skin problems?
The specifics of what you think about. So let's start in another place. So let's say that you are moving through life experience and things are bothering you. Like our friend had 9 things that were not going well and something that is going well, but she's chronically, or you're chronically involved in the 9 things that aren't. And so your attention is upon those. So without really being too aware of it, you've got more resistance going on than you think you do, than you want to admit to.
Right.
So through all of that process, and if you're particularly active, if you're particularly involved in life experience, then you're launching lots of rockets of desire. And so your vortex is spinning, your stream is moving fast, who you really are is vibrating at this high pure place. But more and more things you're using as your excuse to not be vibrationally up to speed with that. Mm-hmm. So then, in the same way that you are really not aware that you were specifically creating and specifically holding yourself apart from what you're wanting, you're also probably not aware that you're giving attention specifically to things that you're pushing against. And the way things manifest, wanted or unwanted, something specific does not come to someone who hasn't activated the specifics of that vibration within them. That's just the powerful, clear, law-based statement that we must make.
But I was very resistant against my own smoking, but I didn't manifest anything there. I'm not very specific against my skin, but I did manifest a skin problem. You know what I mean? So my question is,
we hear what your question is, because your question is, I didn't think I was doing one thing, but I admit I was doing another, but the opposite of the manifestation occurred. And what we really want you to hear is that nothing ever happens that is a vibrational mismatch to what's going on. So the discordant part of it is a misunderstanding of what really was going on vibrationally. Sometimes.
So what was going on vibrationally?
Let's start in this place. Sometimes you don't really know that you want something until you really know that you don't want something.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you don't really know that you don't want something until you really know that you want something. Mm-hmm. And so attention to what you want. Sometimes you're picking up that stick thinking that you're giving your attention to what you do want without realizing that you're pushing against what you do not want. We don't want to get too heavy into this. You said it's a heavy subject because this is one of the reasons that we moved from calling this gathering the art of allowing rather than the science of deliberate creation. Because as you get so specifically focused, as you try to contemplate every single thought that you're thinking and put it into some sort of category about whether I thought it more than others. We just want you to understand that nothing manifests that is out of vibrational whack with what you've got going on. This analogy that we're going to offer you here is going to answer your question completely. You may have heard us say that what manifests is always a vibrational match to what you're thinking and feeling. It always is. And then we take it further, and it's easy for you to understand this, that what manifests in your dream state, what you're dreaming about, is also a manifestation of what you're thinking and what you're feeling. But we want you to focus for just a little bit that your dream and your real life experience, but it's easier to hear it about the dream. Your dream is showing you a perfect representation of the essence of what you've got going on vibrationally. But the details fill in with what you've been thinking about recently. Sometimes people say, I had this dream and it was weird because it was people I didn't really know, or it was about this specific thing that I saw that on television the other day, or I saw that in a magazine the other day. So you're filling in the details with stuff that's still active within you. But the happening within it and the way the dream caused you to feel is the true meat and substance of the creation, as is what's manifesting. And so the details of it, they're just the filler.
Okay.
I say. It's sort of like the plot to the movie is the plot. Right. And then they put all that other stuff in just to make you feel like you got your money's worth with all the action scenes. Helpful?
Very. Can I ask another question?
Yeah.